Do you want to promote your brand? Buy an advertising spot on my podcast. A lot of people have been asking to get on the podcast. And I've been saying, sure, if you buy a advertisement spot. And then they get mad, and I'm like, well, you're begging to be on my podcast. So, the saying, if you're good at something, never do it for free. Obviously I have a knack at this because people want to be on it. So if you like to hear yourself talk and want people to hear your thoughts, however dumb they are, yeah, sure, you can be on my podcast, but it's gonna cost you $10, and you can promote something. Promote. I don't know. You get a girlfriend. I don't know. Get a boyfriend. Whatever you're into. Get a they them friend. I don't know what you call them. Probably like a them friend. They friend. Yeah, get yourself a they friend. Them partner. Partner is what I'm looking for. A partner. Get yourself a partner. Not they friend. I've lost the plot here. But just buy it. If you want me on the podcast, and I'm not like with you in person, and if you're not Connor Murphy because I fucked up his podcast, buy an advertisement spot. It's let me get in the pod. Until it's time to actually to pay up. So. If you want a spot on the podcast, don't text me unless you're willing to buy an advertisement spot. Gray Flynn can give a review. He bought an advertisement spot. I did a great review of his baby bottle stuff. So yeah, buy an ad spot, please. Oh, hey, how's it going? It's currently 7:30 in the morning in Ocean City, New Jersey. I am on 10th Street. Going on a little morning walk, a bit of a reflective, sort of like collecting my thoughts, taking a deep look inside, and just sort of overall, just like self-criticism morning. I basically go on these walks and yell at myself for being so stupid the night before. And don't feel bad to me. I was very stupid last night. But, you know what? I survived, and, it's onwards and upwards from here. So, all right. So, I'm very hungover. My brain is moving a little slow right now. And also, my tongue is swollen. I don't know why, so it's hard for me to speak. So, not conducive for a podcast, but once again, I soldier on. Life update: there is some substance on my shorts. I can't tell what it is. It might be vomit. It might be the sandwich I had from Wawa last night. I'm thinking it's the sandwich the more I think about it. So it might not be as disgusting as I first thought, which is a plus. So, yeah. I guess to continue with the life updates, Ocean City is pretty cool. I can't even lie. It's a great beach town. It's very nice, very well kept up. It's very walkable. So, nothing bad to say about this part of New Jersey. The bar we went to last night was also pretty fun. I did get kicked out for throwing up, and then I re-entered, and then stayed about until 2:30, and started telling everyone that we're closing, and then got in a bit of a tussle, and asked someone to spell Pennsylvania, and he got very upset after he got mad at my Harvard hat. So I don't think he knew how to spell Pennsylvania, but that resulted in both of us getting kicked out.
Wait.
Yeah. It happens. Didn't get into a physical altercation. He simply started yelling at me and flicked my hat off. It wasn't like an actual fight. But it was enough to get us both booted because the bar was pretty empty at that point. So yeah, that was my night. Got into an argument on the roads with another lady. She pulled in the same Wawa that we did, and was yelling at us. And then when she left, I had to apologize to Wawa, and I told them that she was my aunt, which was a choice. But they believed it, and they weren't mad at us, so that was a plus. Oh, not painting myself in a good light. I didn't just get into fights last night. I also talked to a lot of people about a bunch of things. But how you doing? In terms of highlights, yeah, those were them. I got lied to a bunch, I will say. People kept telling me they went to schools they did not go to, which is interesting. I think it's a New Jersey thing. But yeah, everyone was saying how they went to Yale. And then they would just be 10 minutes later, they're like, nah, I went to community college. And I was like, what? Why don't you tell me you went to Yale? So, that wasn't nice of them. But, I should know better. No one from an Ivy League school is at the bar at 2 a.m. Because they have jobs. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, so I'm not going to do my take on Israel and Gaza. I did that last night, talking to someone I didn't know. I know it was a good take, I stand by it, but they were just kind of confused, so it was the wrong audience. I don't think it's the right time right now. What else? Red Sox won, I think. We beat Texas, which is a pretty good win. I'm trying to think of other in the baseball. Oh, Blake Snell threw a no-hitter, which is impressive. Blake Snell's a good pitcher in general. He's warming up in terms of performance this season, and yeah, I mean, a no-hitter is very impressive, and only 3 walks might even be more impressive for Blake Snell. So, great game for him. Good for him. He looks like he looks like what does he look like? He looks like the turtle from Nemo, personified. Except even more so. How the turtle from Nemo kind of has sunken eyes and a bit a flat face? Think of that, but on crack. That's Blake Snell. He looks more like a turtle than the turtle from Nemo. That's Blake Snell in a nutshell for you. But he can throw the ball, 100 miles an hour, and I can throw it 90. I can throw it 90. So, he's better than me in that sense. Did I have other things to talk about? I'm not sure. Oh, I can talk about the beach. So I was getting a lot of crap from Dan Oberman and Matt Heater and Hank Suppy and not really Evan, actually, and Eli Blaufus for not talking to girls just in general. And all of them but Dan talked to probably a combined 1 woman last night, or the entire day. So suck it, A. B, suck it again. C, suck it. That's all I really had to say. Because so on the beach, I went up with these 2 very nice girls from the Philadelphia area, and I asked them to play cornhole with Dan and I, and they're really nice. They're very friendly. I talked to them, kind of talked their ear off. They were dating. We learned that. So it wasn't like it was a relationship I'm going to nurture. It's just because, they're dating. And one of them, she was a nice person, but it was kind of she was kind of hard to talk to a little bit because she kind of gave me one-word answers. And it wasn't like she was rude. I think she just didn't have much to say. But I'd be like, oh, are you from here? Were you around here? And she's like, yeah. I'd be like, oh, cool. One of those. And she wasn't she was rude or anything. She wasn't mad. She was just kind of wasn't a talkative person, which is totally understandable. It's like talking, no offense, but to those who know Davis Campshore, it's kind of like trying to talk to Davis Campshore as a girl, and you're kind of with Davis, it's one thing because he's a guy, and you're kind of yeah, no, this is classic Davis. But as a girl, you're kind of wow, I thought you'd be talking more, but I guess not. I'm actually turning around because I don't want to walk on the boardwalk because it looks packed. and I don't want people to necessarily hear every word out of my mouth at this hour. So I'm turning around on 10th Street. I'm gonna walk down a different street. How you doing? All right. There's an amusement park over here. There's a nice looking roller coaster. That sounds like it would be a disaster for me right now in my state. But yeah, so we talked to those two, that couple on the beach. That we played cornhole with them. You know, my partner was terrible. She lost us 2 out of 3 games. I won us the other game, the one that mattered. And then we went to the bar, and I talked to other people. I kind of forget what we did at the bar. I talked to a bunch of people. I forget what I said. It probably wasn't, very intelligent. I met a kid from Newton. He went to Newton North. At first I thought he was fucking with me, but then he actually knew things in Newton, and I was like, oh, good for you. He went to Tufts. Shoot. Okay. How you doing? Oh man. All right. If you can't tell, I'm raw dogging this podcast because I have nothing to talk about. I usually have a lot of thoughts on mornings like these, but for some reason today it's just not happening. I don't know. What can I talk about that I have thoughts on? Israel Gaza is staring me in the face, but I really don't want to talk about that, and I'm not going to. That's just a bad idea. I'm asking for trouble if I do that. I just pulled a U-turn in a crosswalk, and the car thinks I'm drunk probably because I just pulled a U-turn in a crosswalk. Oh man, I am a mess right now. What's a topic that people actually care about that's not super controversial? I could talk about my thoughts on the Republican Party. Ugh. I'm only thinking about politics right now. I'm not going to share my thoughts on the Republican Party. Oh man. I'm out of things to talk about. Wow, I've reached it. You know what? I've achieved UNC status, as they say. I am out of things to talk about. I started recording, and I was like, yeah, I could talk for 20 minutes. And now we're at 11 minutes since I started, and I'm out. I'm not stuff to talk about. It's too bad. I can talk about my golf game. So do a quick analysis of, I played 27 holes. If you haven't seen my many posts about it, I played 27 holes on Thursday, and I'm gonna do a quick analysis, just kind of go through each of my clubs and whether or not I'm liking it or not liking it. So we can do that. I'll start with driver. I'm driving pretty well, actually. If I really slow it down, I hit it straight, and then I've gotten to the point where I can even try and go a little harder because I'm driving it so straight. And sorry, I have a quick water break right there. Hey, how you doing? So, that's a plus. Next club's driver probably a 8 out of 10 right now. Still shake it once in a while. 3-wood is a disaster still. I can't hit it not off the tee, and off the tee is not good. It's I yank it right every time. So 1 out of 10 still. I tried to do it in the fairway on hole 1, and I hit the ground. But hit it 30 yards down the fairway. I think I threw it. I might have just slammed it. I'm buying a new one though. Actually, that's an update. Because it's a kid. The one I have now is a kid's club. It just kind of sucks. So I'm getting a new 3-wood. 5-wood I don't use. So NA. I guess I'll go from lowest loft to highest loft irons. My 5 got snapped last week, so also NA, but I bought a new one, so it's coming in the mail. 6 iron had a tough go on it on Thursday. I threw it a few times. It's just like I get into my own head about it. I've always been a head case with my 6 iron, and I just like I'm at a point where like I have to slow down more. You know, I had to make it feel smooth, or else I'm gonna be shanking that thing forever. So I'm working on that. I don't think I really hit my 7 actually at all, so it's probably fine. So 6 iron is like a 4 to 10. 7 iron, I'm not really sure. Like probably like 6 out of 10. I don't know. 8 iron actually really well. I had some good shots with that. I'd give it like a 8.5 out of 10. 9 iron, I don't think I hit it all. Like at all in the 27 holes. So yeah, once again, nothing. Pitching wedge was kind of a tough day for the pitching wedge. I used it on one of the par 3s. It's like a 150 downhill or 160 downhill, but it's like it was a front pin, so I used my pitching wedge, and I yanked it. I yanked it right the first time, hit it left the second time, and then the third time I hit on the green. So 1 for 3 there. So I guess I'll give it like a 4 out of 10. And approach wedge was also okay. I came up short a couple of times with it because I think I thought I hit at 115, I really hit at 105. So, 7 out of 10. 60 degree, tough day with the chipping. Hitting it, I'll do 2 reviews on this because I use it in 2 different ways. On like longer hits, I did fine. I had probably like a 6 out of 10. Kind of like semi-accurate, pretty consistent. On chipping itself, I did terribly. I had some really bad chips, just left everything short. That was like a 2 out of 10. And then putting, I don't think I putted great. I mean, one really good 30-foot putt for a birdie, which, made my afternoon. But besides that, it was an okay showing. I'll give it, because of the birdie putt, I'll give it like a 7. But without that, it would be like a 5. Yeah, I mean, it's my golf game right now. I'm shooting like plus 12, plus 13 every round. So it's worse than bogey golf, but it's not terrible. So I'll get to bogey golf soon enough, and it'll be nice. What else was I going to talk about? I had an idea too. My Instagram account, my James Tries Things. Follow it if you haven't already. It's getting follows from people that I know, but I don't know. Like, I didn't think I knew well enough where they wanted to care about my life to follow my not stupid, but follow my not Finsta either. It's like follows my other account. Like, these are people that I had a couple classes with, or I was friends with a friend, or I talked to them at a bar, but you really want to watch me do the Apple dance at Charlie XCX? That's what do you want to do? Hey, how you doing? And I'm not going to tell you how to spend your time, but I'm just surprised that you care enough about my life to watch it. So you know what? But I'm not mad I have fans. It's just kind of funny. I see someone who I don't know that well follow me and be whoa, we don't keep in contact, but yeah, you can watch me stick things in my mouth. Knock yourself out. And I have a feeling those same people also listen to this podcast. So hello, people that, knew me semi-well in either high school or college, or even earlier than that. How are you? I appreciate your support. I have no complaints. I'm just remarking about how that made me think a little bit about what I'm posting. Yeah, the Apple dance got a lot of play. So now of course I want to do another one, but there's no other good TikTok dance I could pull off. I'm also realizing that you're supposed to do it where you do it in slow motion, and then you speed it up so it looks more jerky. I completely missed that part. So I might do it again, post it again, because it looks kind of rough. Because it just doesn't look jerky enough. I'm moving too slow. So I'll figure that out. I've definitely had thoughts. I just forget about what my thoughts were. Oh, how about this? On the in TSA, they stopped my bag. I'm great. I'm not even that early for my flight. I get there and have to board pretty soon after. TSA stops my bag. The lady pulls out my hair gel. All right, it's in like a 6 ounce bottle, which is too big, but it's about like a tenth full. And she's like, this is too big. And I'm like, well, I know it's 3.5 ounces or whatever, but you can see inside the actual bottle, it's way less than that in length. And she's like, I can't do the math to figure out how much is left. And I'm like, really? You're TSA and you have this thing that can scan my body and my personal items, but you can't figure out that a tenth of 6 is probably less than 3.5? Like, really? So she kept my hair gel. Long story short, I have no hair gel this vacation. Was not psyched about that, but it is what it is. TSA will take your stuff once in a while because they want to pretend they're preventing terrorist attacks. I remember there was like a study done recently, or like a couple years ago, where like they tested TSA essentially, and the TSA did terribly. Like if you really wanted to sneak something like that onto a flight, you probably could. It's like they'll stop 1 million water bottles, but when you put an actual like device in something even more discreet, they falter very quickly. So good for you, TSA. You guys are not doing your job and are still assholes. But you know what? Who am I to judge? It's not like you guys caused the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil or anything. All right. I'm done with my TSA rant. I'm gonna rank. I was ranking airports earlier, but then I really don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna rank states. But I'm only gonna do my top 5 and bottom 5 because all 50s would take like an hour. So maybe my last segment because this podcast can be pretty long as it is. Hey, thank you. All right, I'm gonna start with bottom 5. All right. See now, things I want to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but I can't think of a 1 first. All right, I think I'm just gonna raw dog this. 5. Oh man, it's gonna give me some hate. Geez. 5. I'm gonna say Mississippi. Nothing against it, like personally. It's just there's always the saying, "Thank God for Mississippi." So it's a real saying, where it's like, if you're a state and you're near the bottom of the country in terms of any sort of ranking, like quality of life, happiness, income, you say thank God for Mississippi because they're lower than you. They're last and everything. So yeah, it just kind of seems like a terrible place to live. It's like the fucking cancer belt or whatever. It just sounds terrible. So that's all I had. That's why it's 5 because I like Ole Miss. Actually, I don't like Mississippi State, so there's that as well. Yeah. So Mississippi's 5. 4, I'm gonna go Michigan. This is bottom 5, by the way. Michigan obviously is the football team. That's the main driver. I hate JJ McCarthy. I hate Blake Corum. I hate Jim Harbaugh. I hate and I'll die by this. I hate them all. They suck. Grinds my gears thinking about it. I'm mad now thinking about Michigan football. I hate Donovan Edwards. I hate Son Haskins. I hate Shea Patterson. I hate everyone. I hate them all. I hate that guy who cried. I hate you. I hope you cry every day. Oh, I hate him. So that's the main reason. Also, I'm kind of jealous that they get to choose the president because they're the only state that fucking matters. It's not true, but they're one of the states that actually does matter, which is that's just fuck you. You don't deserve that. You're Michigan. Also got some tough stuff going on in Saginaw. You have nothing going on in Saginaw. It's dead. It's too bad. So yeah, Michigan's in last. Sorry, fourth to last, not last. I'm trying to think of a third to last. Like I said, I'm kind of raw dogging this, so this might not be actually in order. As you can tell, I had some pretty impassioned hate for Michigan, and I'm now. I don't know if I can match that impassioned hate. I probably can't. All right, 3 is Pennsylvania. I don't mind. Pittsburgh's fine. But, man, I hate Philadelphia. The airport sucks. People suck. Sports teams suck. It's stinky. it's just like I hate Philadelphia. I hate everything about it. So that's the main reason why it's so low. Also, they're another state that gets to choose the president, which I'm jealous of. So, you know what? You don't deserve that, Pennsylvania. And yeah, it's either you're in Philly, you're in the middle of nowhere, or you're in Pittsburgh. And middle of nowhere kind of sucks too, 'cause it's just like, I don't know. You're in like Millville. You're in Millville, and you're like, there's nothing to do. Or you're in Philly, and like there's like fentanyl people everywhere. So, yeah, just not a good state. Phillies suck. Hate the Phillies. Eagles suck. Hate the Eagles. Flyers suck. I hate the Flyers. Sixers. Oh my god, I hate the Sixers so much. So yeah, hate Philly. Not a huge fan of the rest of the state. So yeah, you're bottom 3, Pennsylvania, unfortunately. Number 2, who am I? So I have over number 1. Now number 2 is gonna be a tough one because I don't know number 2 yet. I'm debating a few states. You know, I don't mention Connecticut. Nothing to do, but it's not that bad. I don't mention to like Ohio. Place kind of sucks. I don't mention to like, I don't know, all the states like in the middle of the U.S. that no one cares about, like Iowa, Kansas. Like you would be bottom 5, but no one cares about you. So yeah. All right, number 2, I'm gonna go Texas. That place fucking sucks. I would never live in Texas. I've seen the Houston urban health landscape. It looks terrible. I've just seen the people from there. They look terrible. I've seen I've seen a lot of stuff from Texas and nothing's been good. You know, I don't like, you know, you're such a big ego coming from Texas thinking you're hot shit. Like, no one fucking likes you. You know what? People forget that it wasn't like Texas, like, yeah, they quote unquote fought for their freedom. But it wasn't like they didn't like beg the U.S. to let them in. It wasn't like the second they fended off Santa Ana, they were like, oh, please, U.S., let us in, please. That's what Texas did. All right, then you guys made your own fucking flag about it and have your own fucking, like, pretend you're your own fucking country. When really, you begged the U.S. to let you in because you were scared of Santa Ana and his goons. So, you know, we came in and protected you, but, yeah. And then you fucking seceded, I think. I think they might have. Oh yeah, they did. So yeah, fuck you, Texas. I hate everything about it. It's a bad place to live. There's only Austin. Everyone's like, oh, Austin's, you know, cool. It's, you know, keep Austin weird. Yeah, no, you can be weird over there. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking even look. So do whatever you want. Be fucking weird. Be fucking cool. Be fucking whatever. I'm not going to your state. So yeah, that's Texas. Yeah, Texas sucks. Hot, so hot, you know, getting hotter. Ooh, I don't mention Arizona. That actually would be top 5 probably. That place is so hot, and like I would never live in Arizona. Oh my god, why would you ever live in Arizona? Why is it growing again? Are people crazy? Do they lose their fucking minds? All right, number 1, it's pretty obvious. I think we all know. Florida sucks. It sucks. It's like a swamp. So it's so humid, so hot. People obviously suck. They're fucking weird. Everything's flat. There's no character. When you go on a fucking highway, it's like there's 5 million lanes. You're like, when does the highway end? It's like, what are we doing out here? People that really suck. That's the biggest part of it. They can't support a fucking sports team to save their life. That really pisses me off. Because at least in Philadelphia, I hate their sports teams, but at least they have fans and they show up and they cheer and they boo and they whatever. The fucking Tampa Bay Rays were in the playoffs and they couldn't like get like a half capacity, you know, for a playoff game. There aren't that many playoff baseball games, and Tampa Bay Rays couldn't get half. The Miami Heat have important games and their stadium's half empty and they show up like at halftime and then leave in the third quarter. Like they're just so. They're not like good people, and 2, they're not like genuine people. Like they're fake. They're fake. They're, you know, they probably smell weird. They like, you know, they aren't genuine. You can tell because they don't root for their sports teams, even when they're good. Like they'll root for the Heat, but they aren't actual Heat fans. They're just like LeBron fans from 2011. You know, they still think he's in the team. So, you know, I hate the Miami Heat. Marlins is just sad. They have no fans, and they've had success. Rays, same thing. the Dolphins, whatever. I hate the Panthers. Oh my God, the Florida is by far and away my least favorite state. So this is like not even close. I fucking hate the Panthers. I fucking hate Matthew Tkachuk. I fucking hate Sam Bennett. Fuck both of them. They're fucking assholes. Who else? I hate that other guy, Reinhardt, even though he didn't do anything wrong. He just looks like a rat. I hate everything about that team. Bobrovsky's fine, but the rest of them could all like die tomorrow and I would smile. Like legitimately. Matthew, how you doing? Matthew Tkachuk is a fucking piece of shit rat. I'm so mad they won. I wanted them to lose so bad. Sam Bennett's a fucking piece of shit. He injured fucking Marchand. That's the reason they won the series. And then he cross-checked, who was it? He cross-checked somebody into the goal before scoring in a pivotal goal in a pivotal game. And they reviewed it, and they're like, no, that wasn't interference. So yeah, that cross-check he just hit on, it might have been McAvoy. That cross-check where he knocked him into the goalie and had fucking slamming on his ass. Yeah, no, that wasn't interference. That wasn't even a cross-check. No, that was a goal. So, yeah. Bettman made a call. Is his name Bettman? Might be Betterman or something like that. Which is funny because he's making these calls based on, the bets. So Betterman is an apt name. So hate Florida. I fucking hate Florida. Last place. All right, top 5. Wow, I'm going pretty long. I'll probably go faster here because I have more bad things to say than good things generally. Geez, top 5. Wow, I didn't think this at all. 5, I'll go. All right, 5, I'll go New York. Which is might come as a surprise. I put Pennsylvania so low, but it's hard for me to hate New York City because obviously I hate other sports teams, but like the actual city as a whole is fine. It's not like it's like a terrible place to be all the time, and it's so huge that there's always a good place to be. And I generally when I meet a New Yorker, I get along with them, so that's a big reason why I like New York. I shout out my New Yorkers. They're all pretty cool generally. So yeah, New York's pretty cool. There's no college teams there that I hate, so it's also a plus. I think. So. Yeah, New York. Sorry, water break. New York's a cool place. Yeah, give it 5. 4. There's not a lot here, boys. All right, 4 I'll give to I'm trying to think. I'm trying to debate a couple states here. 4 I'll give to Washington. I'll give a tie to Washington, Oregon, because I kind of view them as one state, so it's like kind of tough to distinguish. So I'll just give both to both of them. I think Pacific Northwest kind of got to figure it out a little bit. Not really, but there are parts of the Pacific Northwest I think I have figured out. I think it's generally a good place to live. There's a lot of space if you want space. The city if you want city. The cities are kind of rampant with homeless, but you get that in a lot of places. So there are worse places to be than Oregon and Washington, and so yeah, shout out my Oregonians and Washingtoners. Go Huskies, go Ducks. I like the Ducks too. I'd probably give Oregon the edge because the Oregon Ducks. I like their logo, but yeah. So that's that. Number 3. I'm trying to think here. It's definitely not Virginia. It's definitely not California. Both of those are kind of in the middle. There are good parts and bad parts, but enough bad and enough good to kind of find yourself in the middle. I'm trying to think. I don't want to say something boring, but I might give it the third spot to Vermont. Vermont is kind of like they kind of got it figured out, where it's like you're in the middle of nowhere, but you chose to be in the middle of nowhere. There's no cities in Vermont, and people there are so happy because there's no cities. And there's no one there. No one lives there, and they're all really spread out. But they all chose that. It's all they all wanted, and they're all happy. So good for them. Good for them. And, Vermont hits third place because there's basically no one there. That's all you need to get in third place. Vermont takes the third spot. Number 2 goes to Hawaii. Hawaii kind of has it figured out, I'd say. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. So much natural beauty. People there, I think, are pretty cool. They have a high standard of living. It's just they have things sort of figured out in Hawaii, and it's beautiful. So you can't argue with that. Any negatives? Not really. It's kind of like blowing up. You got a volcano in your backyard once in a while, which I guess kind of sucks. But I guess that's a negative. But a lot of things in Hawaii. Number 1, and I'm biased. I get it, but this is a genuine feeling, and I'll back it up. So number 1, Massachusetts, and I don't think, he's in Boston. No, he's like a Massachusetts fan. You know what? I am, but here's why. And I'll paint why. So people like to paint certain parts of the country as un-American. And, Massachusetts is obviously a Democratic stronghold, so it gets painted by certain folks as an American. People forget that if it wasn't for, those Bostonians, we'd all be British. We're the ones who raised a loud enough stink to start the war. We're the ones who started the war. We're the ones who threw the tea in the harbor. We're the ones who got shot in the square. We're the ones who, got together and attacked the British on their march to Concord. So, I guess all that's to say, you have people, I'm not going to name names, but Connor Murphy, who are from places that seceded, that left the United States on their own volition. They were like, hey, this U.S. deal, don't like it. I'm going to leave. And they left, and they lost. They got bitched so bad that they had to beg to get back in. That's what happened, actually. You lost. So you left the country, then you lost, and then you want to claim you're more American than me? Yeah, no shot, buddy. All right? I'm way more American than you can dream of being. So all you people from Virginia, I am more American than you because my state got us independent, never left, and is an older state than you. Your state seceded from the country, got bitched, enslaved people for longer. So no, I'd say I'm more American than you. So yeah. Hey, how you doing? I was still going about Massachusetts, but okay. But besides the being American part, which it is very American, but Massachusetts, the Boston area, metropolitan area especially, really has it figured out. Where Boston's a city where there's no crime. There's no crime. Very high standard of living. With a very good, extremely good schools. I mean, come on, you got Harvard, MIT, BC, BU, Northeastern, Tufts. Like, there's so many good schools, and that's just to name like the ones that very close to Boston. If you go out west, it's like, you got Williams, you got Amherst, you got like there's too many schools. Everyone's like, there's so many schools in Massachusetts because it's just such a hotbed for intellectuals. And yeah, like Boston has no crime. It's extremely walkable. The bike infrastructure is really good. It's the closest thing. I mean, not Boston, but Somerville, Massachusetts, which is right outside of Boston, is the closest thing you'll see in the U.S. to a European country like Copenhagen. Or Amsterdam, where it's like, not people don't drive. They all have bikes, so they take the bus because it's actually well run. That's the closest thing you're going to get in the U.S. is Somerville, Massachusetts, because it's really hard to drive there. That's their goal, is to make it so it's hard to drive and people stop buying cars. That's great because now people aren't buying cars. It's like people can actually bike to work. People can actually take the train to work. It's a really cool system they got going. So that's a plus. How you doing? I'm trying trying to think of any like negatives. There are none. Not in the Boston area. If you go out west to Worcester or north to Lowell, there are some tough cities. But the people in Boston. So fun fact people in Boston is they're not friendly. They're not going to be like chatting your ear off. At the diner, they're gonna be curt. They may be a little rude, but they'll get you what you need much faster, which is good for me because I'm not a patient person. And B, they aren't racist. At least they're less racist. Some of them, all right. We didn't own slaves in 1850, so that's a plus for us. We don't like, I don't know. You don't listen to Morgan Wallen. That's a plus. Some of us do, but not a lot of us. So there's that. The people are they're not friendly, but they're funny. People from Boston are generally very funny. Or they're very smart, or both. Any place with schools as good as Boston has is going to be a place you want to go to because it attracts young people, it attracts smart people, and it attracts rich people. So that's to make a good society, you want those kind of people. So that's what's going on in Boston. And yeah, it's just great. It's a great place to live if you're young, old, middle-aged. Have one of those kids. I want to end up there back one day because I love it. And like this is my genuine feeling. Like I've been to other places and I haven't really lived fully there, but I can just feel. I can feel that it's not gonna be as good as Boston, and I can accept that because Boston, they've really figured it out. we've really figured it out. Hey, how you doing? They've really figured out what's kind of going on there and how to run a city, how to run a state, how to sort of just run, a whole area. Did I have more thoughts on Boston? I don't think so. I mean, obviously the sports teams. I mean, are you kidding me? I've seen 35 conference championships appearances. So that's like the top 4 teams in the league. I've seen 35 of them between the 4 major sports teams in Boston. DC fans, you guys, if you're a DC sports fan from like Nova or whatever, I'll tell you how many you've seen. Thank you. I'll tell you how many you've seen. You've seen 2. I've seen 35. You've seen 2. You saw the what was it? The Capitals in 2019 and the Nationals. The Capitals in 2018, the Nationals in 2019. They both ended up going on to win it all, so respect there. But it was the only conference finals appearance that you've seen in your lifetime. I've seen 35. 35. The sports are unmatched. Plus we have this history too. Red Sox were a juggernaut back in the 1910s. Celtics back in the 1960s. That's about it. But the Patriots, we have an original 6 hockey team. Red Sox are one of the first baseball teams. Also, the Braves started in Boston too. Fun fact. Patriots are one of the older football teams. Celtics are one of the founding basketball teams. So we're the best sports town. The best town. You got every funny person is from Boston. Look at The Office, for example. Steve Carell, Concord. John Krasinski, Newton. BJ Novak, Newton. Mindy Kaling, Cambridge. Who else? There's a couple of people too, actually, I think. Forget who. Not Rainn Wilson, not Jenna Fisher. But they, Steve Carell, come on. Bill Burr. I mean, these aren't comedians, but Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Casey Affleck, Mark Wahlberg. Although I'm not a huge Mark Wahlberg guy. There's a lot of comedians. I'm blanking on who, but there's a lot of them. Any like sarcastic comedian you've seen online is probably from Boston or from New York. Every funny person, this is a true statement. Every funny person you see on TV, if they're not like James Corden, who isn't funny, they're like sarcastic and like kind of witty. They're from either New York or Boston, which is why New York is playing top 5 states, because people from there, tend to have that similar sort of vibe. Not friendly, but they're funny and not as racist, generally. But man, oh man. There's a lot more comedians. I already said Bill Burr, but I'm trying to who else is like Bill Burr? I don't know. There's a lot of. I'll click on a funny person Wikipedia page. They'll be from Boston, big. No surprise there, or from New York. New York has a lot of funny people too. But their asses are not from Florida. I can tell you that much. Their asses are not from Virginia, unless you're Tina Fey. Their asses are not from California. It's like they're sure as hell not from Texas. Funny people are from the Northeast, and that's just the truth of it. Every funny person is probably from the Northeast. Good for us, I guess. I'm sorry if you're not from the Northeast. Your life might suck because you must not be laughing all that much. But you know what? You other things like, I don't know, climate change, ruining your life. You also probably have, what else do you have? I don't know. Worst sports teams, probably that, right? You probably have maybe if you're in the middle America, you have corn to keep you company. So yeah, no, this is all great stuff for you. I'm really happy that you have that in your life. Suck it, Boston's the best city, best town, best people. I sound like Dave Portnoy right now. I know, but he's right. It's the best place to live. Best place to be from, best place to live. So so I've been talking for 45 minutes straight, just fully raw dog this podcast. Crazy to think I thought I'd struggle to think of things to talk about because I can just start yapping about literally anything. I'm gonna try and cut this a little short. Try to think of anything important. Oh, shout out Obama. Shout out Obama. Shout out. It's a red Trump flag. Shout out Obama. Shout out Steve Carell. Shout out Dan's boy from Penn State. He's actually a pretty cool guy. He put me on a phone with someone named Lauren last night, and I was trying to talk to Lauren. She was not entertaining me. I was just trying to level with her, but I think she thought I was coming off as a smart aleck. How you doing? She's wearing an I Love Wawa shirt. I thought that was pretty cool. By the way, you call it Wah, apparently. Dan and his boy were like, yo, you don't call it wow, it's a dog shitting on Biden. Wow, that's a new one. Jesus Christ, where am I? Wow. It's a dog shitting, and it's like Biden's coming out of his ass. That's crazy. That kind of got me good there. Oh yeah, you call it wah, not wah. You go, yo, let's go to wah. So we went to wah last night, and I think it sounds stupid, but what you say. Shout out Oprah. I mean, she doesn't get enough credit nowadays. Shout out the Maury show. He provided prime entertainment for so many years, and just did not give a flying fuck, which I respect. I don't know. Shout out. Kanye dropped a new album. I heard it's bad, so I'm not gonna listen to it. Shout out Roshan Ramiri. Shout out Declan I called him at 3 a.m. last night, and he didn't pick up, and I was like, okay, he's probably in bed. And he calls me back, and I'm like, dude, it's 3:30. What are you doing out here? He claims he has a flight, but I don't believe him. I think he was just up. Classic Declan. So, shout out Declan. I heard you shot 105 today. But he also FaceTimed me. He was in the woods when he FaceTimed me. He's like, yo, I made a birdie. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You're in the woods. And he's like, no. I was like, yes, you did not get a birdie. So Declan got a fake birdie yesterday where he probably dropped in the green or something like that. So yeah. Shout out Declan. It's really all I had for shout outs. I mean, shout out Dan's mom. She's very nice. Thank you for having me. I don't think I threw up in your house, so that's a plus. Sorry for getting sand on your couch a little bit. That was my bad. Yeah, that's all my shout outs. I'm gonna post this. I think I'm no ads today. This is an ad-free episode. Or actually, I'm doing one at the end, maybe. But, just 50 minutes of me straight just yapping. That's the cold, hard truth, baby. I just talk. That's all I do. Yeah, that's all I had. Stay safe, guys. Take care. Happy Saturday. This podcast is sponsored by GetAGirlfriend.net. Do you ever think that Tinder and Hinge and Bumble just play too many games? If you're really desperate but don't want to go on one of those porn websites, hit up GetAGirlfriend.net. We'll just find you a girlfriend, and she'll be nice, she'll be friendly, she'll clean your house, she'll pick up after you. You'll have to pay her a little over minimum wage. So if you're desperate, I could name some names, but you know who you are. If you're desperate for female interaction, hit us up. We'll find you someone. They'll be nice. They'll clean up after you. So you know who you are. I'm not going to name names. Declan Watson. GetAGirlfriend.net.